So Mingston, thanks for coming today. We're at the UNLV campus, showcasing Boxabl for the students. It's our 400 square foot, 361 square foot casita. It's our first product to market. And we're here gauging interest for Boxabl, the Boxabl product for the UNLV students and students in every state, actually. And Boxabl is here in North Las Vegas. We're a very, very large technology startup, 400,000 square feet, several hundred employees. We're just barely a couple of years old. We made, I think, 500 or 600 homes today. And the stated goal of Boxabl is to solve the global housing crisis. Just a tiny, tiny goal.
And you talked a bit about this in your speech earlier, but why was it important for you to share this concept with UNLV students?
So we like to be, we're here, we moved from the East Coast. We chose the state of Nevada. We have really a great state now. We have an absolutely great governor with Governor Lombardo. So we're huge fans of Nevada. We're huge fans of Las Vegas, and we like to be good corporate citizens. We want to be very embedded in the community. Las Vegas is the best kept secret hiding in an open space where everybody can see it. It's an amazing place to live and work. It's an amazing place to draw talent, 24-hour town. And yeah, good corporate citizenry. And anytime we can get involved with local businesses and schools. And UNLV is a great school. They have a school of architecture. They have tons of engineers, and we interact with them on multiple levels. And this is just a continuation of that. And if we can assist in providing affordable housing for the students that does not compromise on quality or cost, you know, the stated mission of Boxabl is to build at the highest speed, the lowest cost, and maximum quality, then we're very happy to build and forge, I hope, you know, really eternal relationships, especially with UNLV.
And even as a relatively newer startup, can you talk about the interest that you've seen from people about the concept that you guys are wanting to deliver?
Yeah, it's very interesting. So one of the main concepts, structural concepts to fix housing is that building construction globally is in a pre-industrial condition. That's just a fancy way of saying it's not built in a factory. Everything is built in a factory. Everything you're wearing, your car, everything is built in a factory, but not housing, because housing is big. So we came up with folding technology. I think we have 60 or 70 patent applications. And I think when people see a Boxabl home unpacking, unboxing, unfolding, it sort of blows their minds. And so that is the fraction of a second hook when people see that visual, and then they're compelled to learn more. As technology people and engineers, we were not thinking about that. We were just thinking about fixing a problem. But boy, those unfolding videos of the homes unfolding really caught fire with the public's imagination.
And those 60, 70 patents you mentioned, what are they primarily on?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm an industrial designer, mechanical engineer. So innovation, invention, patents are my life, and that's how we've staffed our company. We have a lot of engineers from the automotive industry. We have engineers from Tesla. We have a lot from Tesla and other places. So we're a technology company. So we're sort of heavy on mechanical patents. So a mechanical patent is something that is non-obvious to somebody skilled in the art. And it's so, you know, that's basically the explanation for what makes it innovative. So it's all about mechanical patents. I can actually see us opening those patents up to competing companies in the future. I think that would be good. I think we're a baby in a crib right now, so we're going to protect ourselves. But as we turn into toddlers at the company, if I can continue the bad analogy, I can see us opening those patents up to competing entities. And the reason for that is that the mission is to solve the housing crisis. And the problem is so large. There is such a deficit of demand that we need all the help we can get. So we'd love to get some allies in the space.
And you've spoken a good bit about Elon and Tesla. And he was one of the first, I believe, to purchase a Boxabl, right?
Yes, yeah, that's correct. When we were,
what is your guys' relationship with, or what is Boxabl's relationship with Tesla?
Yeah.
And how do you guys draw inspiration from
Yeah, I mean, those are a great couple of questions. So the backstory on that is we received a call from an assistant, and we told them no. We told Elon Musk no, and because we thought, you know, it wasn't really serious, and then we realized it actually was them. And so he said we've only got three. We had three prototypes, and he said, how many do you want? He said, three. He said, well, we're not giving you any. And so we'll give you one. So we sent them one. And he's been very kind with an early production prototype, rife with problems. But he's been very, very kind to us. And that's really the extent of the relationship. And then in terms of what inspirations we might draw from SpaceX and Tesla and Elon himself, I mean, he is a once in a civilization event, not once in a generation. He is a once in a civilization event. He's really a global treasure at this point. And then from an engineering, things that are close to my heart, which is technology, engineering, industrial design, and beauty, and creating value with speed. There's nobody better. And he is constantly giving advice every day. And if you follow him on X as I do, you literally, once a day you can open the top of his head and look inside, and he tells you what's going on. I mean, it's the best classroom ever in the world for those skill sets, and many others as well. So just a massive inspiration to the company and to me personally as well.
When it comes to deployable homes, how do these differ from the ones we saw decades ago and those Lowe's catalogs, all that mailed housing parts or even whole homes to your location?
Yeah, what a great question. And I'm surprised that you actually know about that. So Sears Home, so Sears, obviously a storied company. I don't think they're in existence anymore. I don't know. Have to check on that. But they started because of a timekeeper at the railroad. And we had the rail system across America. He started selling watches to his fellow timekeepers at other stations across the country, and it slowly built up into Sears. And sure enough, they put a kit home together, and that was really the first Boxabl, if you like. I actually owned one. I never lived in it. I bought it as a speculation property, but very interesting. I owned one, and it was great. I mean, the walls were rock solid, the ceilings were high, and everybody's trying to fix this problem, but they're trying to fix it with compromise. So the Sears product was pretty good, but it wasn't a building system. It was a discrete home. And it had this many bedrooms and things of that nature. But it was a fixed product. And then we have other types of product. Modular homes ship wide loads. They don't scale. They can only ship really 150 miles, something like that, from the radius of their factories. That's why the factories are small, so they don't get economies of scale. Trailer homes do their best, but they're very low quality. And the tiny homes are really just a cry for help in terms of saving money. Nobody wants to live in a tiny home or go to sleep in a bunk bed where you can't stand up and things like that. But they're efforts to solve the housing crisis. So that's some of the sort of landscape out there. Boxabl is not willing to compromise whatsoever by being a foldable home. In fact, we have these glorious 9-foot ceilings. Our next generation is going to taller ceilings. You see behind me these 8-foot tall doors, 3-foot wide, 8-foot tall windows. There's no small in Boxabl. In fact, the refrigerator you see behind me is a full-size, refrigerator. So scale, sight lines, first principles, everything matters in making homes beautiful. And we're not willing to compromise beauty or function or sort of the altar of cost or anything like that. And in fact, mass production lowers costs where you don't have to choose. It's not digital. You can have maximum speed, lowest cost, best quality, and of course, great design, which is just another word for beauty, frankly.
Speaking as an engineer, how many units have you guys sold so far?
Right. So I think we've made and sold. I'm not sure of the current number. I think it's in the 500 to 700 range, 600 to 700 range.
And when did you guys start selling? What year?
A couple of years ago.
2021 was it? Or
no, it was later than that. I think I'd have to check when we moved into the factory, maybe 2 years ago. I think it took 2 or 3 months to make the first one, production. Production is very, very difficult. Making one prototype is very, very easy. To make series production, very high quality, is extraordinarily difficult. And you have to work through a massive amount of technical challenges. We can make a home now I think every 4 hours. The new production line will bring us down to every about 40 minutes. I'm being told by our engineers, and the goal is to make a house every 60 seconds, which sounds crazy, except you realize Ford does it with their F-150. A Tesla, again, does it, I think, every 44, 45 seconds. And believe me, an automobile is a much more complicated product than a home, even though homes are actually quite complicated under the skin. There's a lot of automotive similarities. There is no reason why we can't make a beautiful home every 60 seconds. And that's the only way to fix the problem. The only way to fix the problem is to engineer at the DNA level from the outset of the company's scale. You have to design the company to scale. And what we've done with our company, if you come up and visit us to North Las Vegas, you know, we give tours with automatic doors and a giant glass bubble car, and you take a tour. All of those things, the way we operate is a product. So we're viewing this giant startup facility in North Las Vegas as a prototype, as a product. We consider the factory as a product. So part of the scale play to get us to scale is to figure that all out, take that factory, make it perfect with all the rules, regulations, everything, put a big bow on it, and then go out and JV to a joint venture with other folks around the world and in other countries around the world. And I think it's going to work very well. And there we do absolutely need foreign partners. It's foreign land, foreign law, foreign architectural taste, foreign distribution, foreign jeopardy, and foreign money. We will use their money as well, which is part of the engineered solution to allow us to scale very, very rapidly.
And in the past 2-3 years-ish, you guys produced 5 to 700. In the next 2 to 3 years, how much are you guys projecting?
Well, first of all, if I answered that question, the SEC will beat this store down, which they've been great, by the way. So I really cannot make forward-looking statements. But if you look at our SEC filings first in terms of disclosure, and then we put those disclosures out to the public. But we have some I'll just say we have some very large scales ambition for speed. Things start slow in mass production manufacturing, and then they rocket out the door, as you can imagine. And the fact is, I mean, if you look at the Cybertruck, 5 years for Cybertruck, right? Nothing, 0, 0, 0, 0. Turn on the machine, they dribble a few out, and then rocket ship, if you'll pardon the pun. And that's mass production, and that's exactly what we're doing. And Boxabl does not make different homes as a complete product. It is a building system of boxes that connect to make eventually any home in any architectural style, in any layout, very, 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 very quickly. The goal is the magic trick, if you like, is that the factory needs repeatability and the customer needs customization. It's in their name, customer. They need customization in the factory. So you have to thread that needle to make everybody happy to have a successful venture and scale.
And is the plan still to keep, at least for these first few factories, in the Las Vegas metro area?
Well, I think it depends on how nicely the state treats us, frankly. But they've been actually great. Las Vegas has been great. But we're looking at other states actively now. We're looking at other states for, I think, 1 million square foot facility or another 500,000 square foot. It's all in planning. So I won't mention the states, but there are several states on the short list. And I think we will need DCs, distribution centers around the country before we step off our shores and go overseas. Not that there isn't a lack of interest from overseas. I think we field calls weekly from significant entities, countries, governments overseas. But we'll do it when we're ready, when we can deliver very, very quickly and have a successful relationship and deploy products successfully overseas.
Are you able to kind of just explain the difficulties of, I guess, getting this product out in Nevada? Like, what are the barriers you guys are experiencing?
In terms of starting the company?
In terms of for a customer to buy a Boxabl here in Nevada
Yeah.
and live in it?
Yeah. So we have there are so the regulatory landscape is fractured. It's pre-industrial again because there's no national home builder. There's no national home builder in the sense of true mass production scale. So the regulations are completely fractured. We have 50 states, and then underneath that, even at the local level, you have many different codes. So part of the Boxabl challenge is the regulatory challenge, and we're getting our arms around that. We're a technology company. We're full brim with engineers. Engineers love data. Data is compelling. So when the regulators see the product and they see, what the heck is this? I've never seen anything like this before. Explain it to me. We can actually explain it to them. And they've been great. They've been great. California has been unbelievably great. California, as we know, has one of the toughest regulatory environments in any area of the public's life, in any area of corporate life. And they've been absolutely fantastic to work with. Nevada could frankly be a little better, but we do have terrific relationships here, and we're working through that. So part of the Boxabl challenge is certification in all states. I think we're certified, to answer your question directly, we're certified in about a dozen states. I think we're almost there with Nevada, so I'm expecting good news quickly.
What is the certification?
Certification means that customers can buy product in their home state and put up a Boxabl home. And that needs a government certification. There's a whole bunch of different certifications. It's sort of Byzantine, actually. And then on a higher level than that, we will be looking to do something similar to what the automotive industry does, which will have a national code. And it's not political. It's not left. It's not right. Nobody needs to fight about it. Everybody on both sides of the aisle wants affordable, high-quality homes very quickly to solve the housing crisis. So we're making inroads with that. So there are three parts to the housing problem. There's the product, there's the regulation, and then there's the land. We can absolutely fix the product. We're doing it today as the system continues to scale out. The regulatory, we will work at the state and also at the federal level. We can absolutely fix that. It's a longer timeline, but we're getting there. Just need consistency. Land, can't do anything about land.
That was my last question. Thank you for your time. Was there anything else you'd like to add or talk about?
Yeah, I would just say the UNLV is really just a great school. It's absolutely a great school with great leadership, and we want to be good corporate citizens. We're fans of. I am a personal fan of Nevada. I'm a personal fan of Las Vegas, my primary home. I absolutely love it here, and we want to be good corporate citizens. We want to do good works. The goal of the company was started to do good works, but to do good works, you have to be for profit, and you have to be for profit because you need lots of money, and that those stakeholders and shareholders need to monetize their investments. So you have to be for profit. But the company is a good works company to do good things, and what better than young minds with students and student housing, and really a very fine university on our doorstep. So we're here building, I hope and I believe, very long-term relationships here.
Thank you, Paolo. Also, quick question.
Thank you. Yeah.
How much have you guys raised so far?
Actually, I spoke about it. We've raised, so I think we're probably, I don't know, something in the 150, 170 region. What is it? Yeah, like 170 million. The company needs billions to scale, by the way. So that all sounds very impressive until you realize the scale of the problem. And we did it through crowdfunding. I remember my business partner is also my son. We were looking at we got angels in, we got VCs in, and we came in, and we'd value it one way, and they'd value it another way. And we just had 10,000 square feet, a few prototypes, half a dozen staff. It's nothing. And I agreed with the angels and the VCs, the venture capitalists. I'm like, yeah, you can't value it the way we want to value it. But if we value it that way, we're going to be out of business before we start because the company needs much more money, and we will have lost all equity, and then we won't be masters of our own destiny and can't steer the ship. So Gally came to me and said, how about we try crowdfunding? So crowdfunding, new technology, democratized for the people. I'm like, you're crazy. That's not going to work. It's too, that's for soda bottles and, sneakers made out of recycled gum or something, I don't know. And that video that we talked about earlier of it seeing unpackaged just caught fire with the people's imagination. And I think we started the company. The system is so big, the Boxabl system, the way it's going is so big. Where do you start? You can't digest it in one mouthful. So we came up with the ADU, accessory dwelling unit in California, very popular. And that's what this is, an accessory dwelling unit. They call them ADUs, and it's basically a not so tiny home. And I think it was personal to the public. They just felt personal, and it met their need. And it just took off like wildfire, and it got us started. It stood the factory up. The North Las Vegas mayor at the time, John Lee, was absolutely fantastic in getting us permitted, more government, black tape. We now have a new mayor. She's absolutely great as well. And that's what got the company started. And what got the company started was great, but now the company has to scale, and it has to scale with much larger products, and it has to scale with developers that can buy thousands of units at a time, so we can deploy, 10x, 100x, 1000x going down the road of what we have today. So it's been a very interesting story. I'd like to tell you it was all master planned and brilliant, but sometimes you have luck as well. And we've had our share of problems. We've also had our share of luck, and you need everything. You need planning, you need a plan B, you need a great idea, you need perseverance, you can never give up, but you also need luck.